What's up, everybody? Good evening, Nick Nation. And the Knicks win tonight big at the Garden against the San Antonio Spurs, led by Mr. Broadway himself, RJ Barrett, continuing to show why he is the man. He is the man who will be stirring the drinks on this team. This team will be his. I understand that Julius Randle is apparently the man, the franchise player in a sense, but RJ Barrett is showing why one day he will be the franchise player. Good game for everybody all around except for Julius Randle, but I'm not going to hate on him too much tonight because he did just shoot 7 times. Was I think 1 for 7, 0 for 3 from 3, but did have 12 rebounds, had some turnovers. But what I liked about him tonight is that he knew when to say, I don't have it tonight, and kind of let RJ Barrett do his thing. Evan Fournier, Emmanuel Quickly, Alex Burke, and even Obi Toppin came in and had a couple of highlighted dunk plays, and Mitchell Robinson played pretty good tonight as well. So salute to you guys. I'm Juby the Tubi. You're here with family above everything, and let's get this started. Let's bring Zenray from Zenray Sports in here and see what he got to say for tonight.
It was Mitchell Robinson, who had 13 points, was a plus 10, had 11 rebounds, had 4 block shots. Robinson played a good game with 32 minutes of play and had 13 points. Fournier did his thing in 22 minutes of play. He had 18 points. He was a plus 9. Burks was a starting point guard today, and he was a plus 13 with 16 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 assists. It was an all-around Knick victory. But the leader, Mr. Broadway, or the King of New York, Mr. RJ Barrett, 31 points in 31 minutes of play. Juby, we're finding out that Barrett should be the man, kind of partially stirring those drinks in terms of the ball should be revolving around him, or the offense should be revolving around him. Welcome to the Tubi family above everything.
What's up, brother? Good evening, you guys. At Zenray Sports TV. Like I was just explaining to my little chat here, most definitely RJ Barrett eventually will be the franchise player of this team. He's showing that he has what it takes. Has everything we've been talking about, swagger. He's only learning. He's still young. And I feel like he's just touching the potential of what the player that he can be. I loved his game tonight, was driving the ball, didn't get scared when the fans were chanting his name. Played an overall great game, was taking it in, shooting from the outside. Evan Fournier, kudos to him too. Great game, Manuel Quickly, Mitch. Even the young guys, Grimes and Obi Toppin and Burks, even though Toppin and Grimes didn't get a lot of points, but nice to see them out there, and they didn't shoot bad. They had a couple of highlights. Obi Toppin had some highlighted dunks, which got the crowd involved, and that's okay. I mean, as long as we win the game and we had the man leading, RJ Barrett, and Fournier doing his thing, I'll take it. And you know what? Normally I would come on here and rant about Julius Randle, how horrible he is. I'm going to give Julius Randle a positive note tonight. And I know you guys are going to sit there and say, what? But he didn't do anything. Yeah, granted, he only had 2 points and he had 12 rebounds. But the man only shot the ball 7 times, was 1 for 7, 0 for 3 from three-point range. Had some turnovers. But what I like about it is that he didn't force it. He knew when to say, you know what, tonight is not my night. Let Mr. Broadway handle it tonight, and I'm just going to sit back and just contribute as much as I can.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Knicks played a very, very relaxed, smooth game. I mean, the game was close. They were tied a couple of times, and then the Spurs had a lead. But before we go on to the game, the Knicks did something. There was always a classic organization. The Knicks held a moment of silence before the game for the 70 people killed, including 8 children. Sunday fire at the 19-story building in the Bronx. I just want to say my prayers to them and the family, and let the universe bless them in many ways. And It was a tragic event, and the Knicks are a very classy organization. So, with that said, getting that out of the way, I want to just say prayers and my condolences to the
2022, 2022, guys, is, I know, though, my partner here goes with the best is yet to come. I only hope so, because this year so far has been a rough one. We lost a couple of, celebrities, and when we're talking about people and children, that's, more to heart, but celebrities are people as well. We lost John Madden, like we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. We lost Betty White, and just last night, we lost a childhood icon of mine growing up, Mr. Bob Saget, from America's Funniest Videos and Full House. And, shout out to his family, prayers to them. And, all the millions of lives that man has touched through sitcom and comedy, because he was there. I felt sometimes that I was part of the Danny Tanner family on certain days. So they helped me get through a lot of tough times. So just wanted to take that time and, hopefully, like you say, Ray, the best is yet to come, because 2022 is off to a little rough bump right now.
Look, everything in life happens for a reason, and as there is time for joy, there's always time. There shouldn't be time for the grieving part, but it's part of life. And I always say the best is yet to come, because it's something to look forward to in our lives. Only the
Absolutely.
best. But getting back to the game, Juby, and thank you for your sentiments as well. Really appreciate that. I'm pretty sure all New Yorkers and Nick Nation, and your channel, Family Above Everything, and Zen Ray Sports TV appreciates all the condolences and prayers out to the families and friends of the lost children and the people that died in that fire. So, Juby, getting back to RJ Barrett, like you said, we scored 31 points in that his first home game since hitting his first career buzzer beater. So, I mean, Evan Fournier returned from a one-game absence with 18 points.
Thank God.
You know, Barrett had 5 straight points to open that final period, which started with the Knicks ahead just 82-75. By the time the Knicks hit 3 consecutive three-pointers, they ended up to 100 to it was 100-77. So the Knicks were taking control. Barrett played an all-around game. It wasn't only his shooting. This whole team. But it was another rough night, obviously, for Julius Randle, the Knicks All-Star last season, who frustrated the fans with his words of displeasure and his finger pointing of a thumb pointing down. Randle gave a crowd a thumbs down during the victory over Boston, was never a good thing. But Randle shot 1 for 7 for 2 points, but did grab 12 rebounds. The boos were noticeably, but he shot an air ball and later committed a turnover, and that's where Obi Toppin came in, the champs from the fans that were calling for Randall's backup to replace him. That's never a good thing, but he took it in stride. He didn't do anything negative. The only bright spot I saw for the Spurs was that Javante Murray, he scored 24 points. What a player that kid is. I was very impressed by him. He finished. That's the only bright spot in that team that I can see as a future All-Star. But going back to the Knicks box score, if we look at the numbers, like I was mentioning before I started the show, Randall had a plus 16, only had 2 points, but he kept in the positive with the team. He hit the boards, he had a block shot, had 3 turnovers. Mitchell Robinson, the Knicks were so smooth in finding him open in the center. He was a beneficiary, a lot of those points that gave him the easy slam dunks. He was a plus 10. Burks was a plus 13 with 16 points. Fournier was a plus 9 with 18. And Barrett is a plus 11 with 31 points. When you get your starting lineup in all the pluses, that means the team is playing collectively together and is not a one main show, ISO ball. Randall started doing a little bit of that. He saw that wasn't part of his game tonight because he only shot 7 times. He was 1 for 7, and it was 0 for 3 from 3-pointers. So he took 10 shots out there. He realized, hey, it's not my night. Let me move around the ball, and let's give it to who you call Mr. Broadway, and I'll call him the King of New York, and RJ.
Yeah, I mean, great game great game as a team. I don't know if you got word tonight. Nerlens Noel and Kemba Walker are almost there. They're almost coming back. So pretty soon, the only man we'll be missing is Derrick Rose. So it'll be nice to have the team at full force. I'm just glad that we're kind of trying to get things together. Right now, we're 20-21, the same exact record as last season. So
Amazing.
it's amazing that we were talking about we're the same record, and last season we were in fourth place when it ended. So let's see if we could turn this season around. I
Last
just
year,
want,
I'm
huh?
sorry. I'd say last year we really didn't have these expectations, so that's why this year it seems like we want to have more expectations, and that's why we've been on this roller coaster ride. And unfortunately, Randall's been getting the brunt of the criticism, not only from us but from Nick Nation.
I gotta tell you, I actually feel kind of bad for him. Like you see tonight, I'm not really picking on the guy. You know why I feel bad for him? Because I hate to say it, but I don't think it's gonna end well for Julius Randle in New York. And you heard it here from me say it first. And if I'm wrong, I'm glad I'm wrong because I would like everybody to succeed. But I think that little thing that he did a few weeks ago, like I said, although I understood him, it's a business, and he did try to salvage it with giving an apology. But the fans don't forget. Can they forgive? Yeah, if you start producing and doing it, things that you're supposed to do. But if not, they're gonna keep giving him hell. And I just hope he controls his temper because I don't think a Knicks management is gonna handle another outburst like that. I sent you a couple of trade offers today, Zenray, some rumors. I don't know if you got a chance to see them and what your thought process was on them for Miles Turner and this guy from the Detroit Pistons. Oh my God, it's slipping my mind right now. I'm sorry, guys. I can't even.
Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy Grant. I don't know what's your take on that and what's your opinion on those moves and what do
That's
you
all.
think?
That's all rumors. I mean, out of those two, if you had to give me one of them that I could go trade for, I'll take Miles Turner. Jeremy Grant's 27 years old. He has a big contract coming up. I mean, he'll be good. He'll play Barrett's position at the small forward, and then you'll move Barrett back to his normal position at the shooting guard, and that could probably help. And he plays good defense, Jeremy Grant. Right now, he has some injury issue with some kind of torn ligaments in his thumb or something like that. So he hasn't been playing. He's supposed to come back. He's kind of day to day or things of that nature. Miles Turner is definitely not having a good year. I think he's only averaging like 9 points a game. He's like underachieving. He looks like not interested. So I mean, in both those trades, the main guy in that main trade is going to be Obi Topping, and probably probably another young guy in that team. Probably they'll probably want Mitchell Robinson, that Miles Turner trade. And Nerlens Noel at this point, he's worthless to anybody. First, he's not playing a lot of games, and plus, he has a $10 million contract. I think nobody will take with a 10-foot pole at this juncture, due to his injury proneness. So not only last year he had a few games, but this year it seems like he's been out of the most of the games this year. So his value is not up high. So if anybody's going to ask for someone, it's going to be Mitchell Robinson, and Mitchell Robinson's been playing very well lately. So I don't know, man. I mean, if you give me a choice of any of those two trades, it doesn't solve our point guard situation. So that's why I would say no to neither. But if you gave me a choice, which one I would rather have, I'll take Miles Turner. But we need a point guard right here, right now, an experienced point guard. And that's where we should be looking at. But once again, if you gave me a choice, it would be Miles Turner.
Well, let me just say one thing, and I'm going to zoom in the camera right now so you can understand this. Nick Nation and Knicks management, stay away from Russell Westbrook, please. I don't want to entertain all this nonsense I'm hearing about that the Knicks did a favor to the Lakers a couple of weeks ago because they're working out a package for Russell Westbrook. I do not want that man here. We don't need him here. And Carl Levert is another name that I really don't want here as well. So please, I'm begging you, just stay away from Westbrook. That's the number one.
Yeah, that's look. I think that's all hype. I think that's where he prefers to be if he had a choice. New York is his
Uh,
place.
nah.
He's a fashion guy, so he's a fashionista. So I mean,
Let him
that
go to
is type
Brooklyn. Let him go to Brooklyn.
exactly. But look, right now, I think the Knicks will be foolish to take a contract like that from him. Number one, and then why would you give any of your future assets for a person who's almost 34, 35 years of age, maybe has 3 years left? That's if you were like in a
What
champion
what if
type.
the Lakers sit there and say, you know what, you did us a favor with this money, give us Kemba Walker and Nerlens Noel, or Kemba Walker and Fournier. I mean, I don't want Fournier to go right now. He's playing good. For Russell Westbrook. I mean, the Kemba for Westbrook. If it wasn't because of that contract, I would maybe entertain it. But nah, I still don't want that guy here. That guy, every team that guy goes to, unfortunately, very talented player, just doesn't work out. It's working out okay in LA, but for some reason they want to move him again. So that just tells you stay away from Russell Westbrook at all costs, and no John Wall either, please.
No, I need those two. I think then in the future, in the Knicks plan, that's all hearsay from the writers making up stories that would interest fans to read. But that I don't think. I think what you mentioned, man, Jeremy Grant and Miles Turner and Lillard and Ben Simmons. Those are the four possibilities for the Knicks to give assets. I would not give any assets at all for any of John Wall or Russell Westbrook. That would make no sense for the Knicks right now. I think the Knicks
Facts.
have the same record as last year. I think Fournier is starting to get used to the rotation here. We're just a point guard away from doing it. Burks has on nights and off nights, but quickly looked good tonight. And what he did coming in, his game is so different. And his defense is like, wow, such improved defense quickly. That's why Tibbs is in love with quickly. He loves that. He loves that guy.
He's
And I
asking a
mean,
lot. He's asking a lot of him though this year.
yeah, that's
I mean,
good. That's good. That's good. In 25 minutes of play, he was a plus 17, had 12 points, had 6 assists, had 4 rebounds, had 1 block, had 1 steal, only had 3 turnovers. He was a plus 17. That's an all-around game. And he was 5 for 12 from the field, 2 from 5 from 3-point range. In 25 minutes of play, I mean, the points could have been a little higher, maybe another 5, 6 points, but it doesn't make a difference because he contributed in every area of the game. Grimes came off the bench. He did well. I mean, in a 26 minutes of play or 28 minutes of play, he was 1 for 5 from 3-point range, 3 from 7. He's a work in progress, man. I'm glad he's getting time. Topping in 14 minutes of play at 6 points, but he had a bounce in his step. You can see his back is feeling a little better. He had 3 rebounds. And I mean, besides that, he was 3 for 4 from the field, and he was 0 for 1 from the 3-point range. Obi Toppin will get there. I mean, he's the number one guy teams are looking for.
yeah.
They know the Knicks are not giving up on Barrett, so they don't even ask about Barrett.
And I think Mitchell Robinson because he's in a contract year, but they won't take him unless he's committed. But I think if the right team calls, and I hope not because I like Mitch a lot, but team may sit there and will say, you know what, we'll make this trade happen, but Mitchell Robinson has to guarantee that he's going to sign with us. And I'm pretty sure if they swindle money at him, he'll have no problem signing. But I don't want to get ahead of myself as far as that. I'm hoping Mitchell Robinson stays. I'm hoping Derrick Rose. I'm hoping this whole team stays together. To be honest with you, for the rest of the season, I'd rather stick with what we got this season. Get Derrick Rose back, go out swinging and fighting. And if we make it, we make it. At least it'll be a roller coaster. Keep us entertained. Keep us at the edge of our seats. And we always have the off season to make our team better. As long as we try to go out in the market and not just focus on the draft only, and we try to go after legitimate players. And I'm not saying Zach LaVine is going to be a definite option because I guarantee you he's signing in Chicago. But he would have been nice to look at this offseason. Unfortunately, Chicago's having a great season, and Zach LaVine most likely is going to resign with Chicago. And I don't know who's going to be. I haven't begun to look at who's going to be available this offseason yet. That's going to be something that I look into in the next couple of weeks, right after the NBA trading deadline, because I don't really think, unless something comes out of the blue and blows Knicks management away, that they say we have to make this deal, I don't think they're going to do anything. I think they might just sign a big man or somebody like this guy that we signed who's on an injured list for 10 days, who used to be the Chicago's point guard. Things like that I see us doing. I don't see us going after anybody big in the trade market for this trading deadline.
No, I agree. Look, I think at this juncture, I think if there's a deal to be had, Leon Rose, Thibodeau, and Wesley,
The Four
William,
Horsemen.
yeah, the Fantastic Four get together and see what's going to be best for this team. I don't think they want to salvage the future right now because they have a lot of young talent in this team, and I think right now, if you're a missing piece away from moving up, I mean, extra round or for a championship, you make the deal obviously because you'll advance to the second round, and And I mean, that's the whole thing about progressing. But if you can develop these young kids while Tibbs is here, and say next year you go for a big guy, maybe at the free agency, which at this time we don't have that information who's available. We'll have that in the next few shows.
So
But
Obi, McBride, Kemba Walker, and 2 picks for Damian Lillard. You do it today?
2 picks. Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean,
To two
yeah.
to 2 picks, McBride, Kemba Walker, and Obi Toppin
Yeah.
for Damian Lillard. You give up McBride and Obi Toppin?
Yeah.
That's
Right.
really
Isn't Lillard injured right now? I think he's
no.
injured.
He's back. He's back. He just
He's
came
back.
back. Yeah, he just came back.
Listen, for a caliber player like that, I would definitely do it. Sure. I mean, you give him a McBride. As long as we get to keep our five core there, we keep quickly, and we got Grimes there.
I'll do
We
a
could.
Randall for Lillard.
Yeah, but think about it.
It's not.
Think about it.
It's not gonna
Remember that,
happen.
remember remember that game when Randall wasn't there? The Knicks look lost.
Yeah,
It's
but
like they lost.
you're getting Lillard back to pair with RJ Barrett and I'm just giving you an example. You get rid of Randall and let's say Mitchell Robinson. I'm just gonna throw a name out there. Even though we'll keep Mitchell, just Randall for Lillard straight up. Then you have Damian Lillard as your point guard. You have RJ Barrett as your small forward. Fournier as your shooting guard. Obi as your power forward, and you keep Mitch as your center. What a team that would be, in my opinion, because Obi could do Obi did what, or could have done what Julius Randle did tonight. Could have,
He doesn't
but
hit the. He's not a good rebounder like Randall. He doesn't hit the
no,
boards.
no, you're right. But you get the scoring from Damian Lillard, and you get the leadership and the point guard experience.
I don't think Obi's ready this year for that. I don't think so. I think maybe next year he could work on his game a little bit. But I don't know. I don't think the Knicks will do that. They committed too much to Randall at this juncture
Yeah,
to do that. I
I
mean,
think you're
that's
right.
the way I look at it. I could be wrong. There could be a trade out there that can get you someone that you need, and they'll ask for Randall. But I don't think so. I don't know, man. That's up for debate, man. But in my way, as I look at Leon Rose, the way he goes about things, he's a patient guy. And a lot of New Yorkers are not. So when you see the Knicks not doing any moves or doing anything out there, we get to get impatient, and then all these trades come and rumors are circulating. We get caught up in the effect. I don't know, man. I think there's a trade to be had. I don't know if it's that one with Randall involved, but I think there is a trade to be had coming up to better the team, like the same thing they did last year. We're bringing in Rose in a trade, something like that. So we'll see what happens. So let's go over the box score here a little bit. The Knicks. I mean, look, if the Knicks can shoot like this every night, they're gonna win a lot of games, and they're gonna score over 100 points, obviously. And this is without Randall being effective, in scoring this evening. They were 48.8% from the field. Okay, 40 from 82. That's very, very good. If you can do that, you win a lot of games. And they were 40% from the 3-point range, 18 from 24. They were 75% from the free throw. They had 49 rebounds. They out rebounded the Spurs. We had 40 steals. 23 steal, 23 assists, and they had 19 assists. The only place that we lost in here was in the paint, which surprisingly, I'm surprised. They had 48 points in the paint. We had 34. Our largest lead was 25. Their largest lead was 8. Look, the Knicks, when you shoot like that, it resolves a lot of issues. I like the fact that the Knicks were passing the ball around. The Knicks had 23 assists.
Mm.
I would like to have it be in that 25, 26 range, but 23 assists is good. They're moving the ball around. Look, the Knicks, if they play like this, very calm and with energy, they had this silent energy about them. They were there, you know what I'm saying? Nothing overhyped. Julius Randle behaved himself. He didn't argue with the refs tonight. There was nothing negative about him. Even though there was a couple of fouls that I see that they call fouls on Randle, like you say to yourself, my God, just because this guy is bigger and stronger, you can see what he's talking about, but he kept his mouth shut and he played again. I'm pretty sure Tibbs and management already told him, look, just play through it.
Yeah.
Don't get yourself out of the game by arguing with the refs. It doesn't do anybody good. And when is the last time, Juby, have you seen a player arguing with a referee and the referee overturning it? Never. I've never seen it.
Jordan.
So Julius Randle, let the coach make the point. You concentrate on the game, and the Knicks are going to win a lot of games. Our next game is going to be Wednesday against the Dallas Mavericks, Mr. Porzingis. It's
Ooh.
coming to the Garden.
Ooh, that's if you think about it, we got Julius for Porzingis at the end. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be a fun a little matchup. Let's just see. We'll probably see Mitchell Robertson against Porzingis a lot too. Besides the Julius and maybe some Obi Toppin. So that should be fun, man. I'm excited. I don't know if Luca's playing. Is Luca playing that game? Is he out?
He's still injured.
That would have been phenomenal to see Luca come to
I
the
could be
Garden.
wrong, but he was still on the injury report I saw last week. So,
Mm.
yeah, he's still out. I don't know when he's coming back.
And let's not forget, the former Nick who was with us last year is coming to town. The defensive specialist for who was for us last year.
Yeah,
What's his
Bullock.
name? Reggie
Bullock.
Bullock.
Yeah.
Coming back to the Garden, and I'm pretty sure his assignment is going to be RJ Barrett. So, I'm pretty sure. Huh?
Fournier.
Or probably
Either
Fournier.
one of the two.
One of the
Whatever.
two. We'll see. It's going to be a test of will because right after that, we got the Atlanta Hawks, and Trey Young is
They haven't been playing
ready for war.
Yeah, they haven't been playing well.
Yeah.
I hear that they're interested in Ben Simmons. They're trying to make a deal for Ben Simmons. That's the last time I heard.
That would have make it. Yeah, because I heard Collins is not too happy with his role in Atlanta.
Right.
That's another guy. I mean, I don't know if we can use him. I'm not sure. I forgot what position he plays off the top of my head right now. But I remember him in the playoffs last year, and he was athletic and he could shoot and he could be in. But I don't know if we need that.
Yeah, I think he plays that power forward position, so I don't think we need a player.
We don't need it.
Yeah. So at this juncture, the Knicks won 4th straight at the Garden, which is a good thing. We play another game at the Garden against Dallas. I look for the 5th straight win at the Garden. The Knicks could match up. They can be 21-21, and that'll be great. Juby, unless you have something else to say, tonight was a great game all around by the Knicks. The Knicks can shoot the way they did and play the defense they played this evening. The Knicks are going to win a lot of games. The key is to keep your opponent obviously under 100 points, and for you to score over 100 points. And they did that tonight. And if they continue doing that with the defensive play and the scoring that they're doing, Barrett is figuring it out, man. At 21 years of age, RJ Barrett, the king of New York, what I call him, he is figuring it out. And I look forward for more days like this. And I expect Julius Randle to play a little better in terms offensively. But when he knows he's not there, RJ Barrett is the man to be revolving the offense in.
Absolutely. No, I'm all set, man. I guess I'm looking forward to these next 2 games. It's gonna be some good matchups, and hopefully the Knicks can put a winning streak together because that's what's key, guys. We can't lose 1, win 1, lose 2, win 1. You need to find a way to put a little couple of games streak going, get together, and like you said, come out with energy, come out with heart. Defense wins games, and looks like like you said, RJ Barrett is figuring some stuff out, and so is Fournier. So hopefully everybody else continues to do what they're doing. We get back our players healthy at some point, and we can make a strive to win some games and move up in that playoff hopeful bracket.
Yeah, so Nerlens Noel and Kemba Walker could either play on Wednesday's game against Dallas or play the Atlanta game at Atlanta. I look forward to that as well, Juby. The thing this Knicks team is finding out themselves right now, the way I'm looking at it, is the consistency playing with each other, getting to know playing with each other. Having Kemba back is always a great thing. Having Nolan as well, backing up Mitchell Robinson is always great as well. I look forward to seeing you Wednesday after the game for our post-game show with the Knicks versus Dallas. Juby, thank you once again for giving me your viewpoints and your expertise in terms of what the Knicks are looking for this year as we combine our minds and our souls and getting Knick Nation, giving them our opinions and what the Knicks are looking up to this year, which is, I see, good things. So with that said, Juby, any last words?
Go New York, go, baby. That's it.
New York. So let the universe enlighten us New Yorkers and everyone around the world. And prayers out to the families that in that tragic fire in the Bronx. Bless them all. Let the universe enlighten them all. And Juby Tubi family above everything, knowing that the best is yet to come with love, peace, and gratitude. Juby, thank you once again. Have a great evening. And once again, I will let you some good news. I shall be showing my face in the next couple of days, either Wednesday or Saturday. I had some bad news. I'll be out of work for either 2 months minimum or 4 months out of work due to my broken collarbone here. So it's always when there's a tragedy or something negative in your life, there's something else coming into your life that's
right.
going to prosper. And always a bad outcome or something that looks bad turns something good because the universe works in the mysterious ways. With that said, Juby, thanks again. You have a great evening. I look forward to see you live, face-to-face on Wednesday.
Sounds good, brother. Have a great evening, man. Be safe.
Likewise.
Peace
Have
out,
a good
guys.
night.
Good night.
Take care.
All right, guys. That was Zenray with Zenray Sports TV. I want to thank you guys if you caught our show tonight. If you catch our show when we're offline and you just catch the replay, I appreciate you sticking around and watching this. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you like what you saw and heard. And look out for more stuff if you're interested in, looking out for finding out information or news about Knicks or NBA. This particular channel is for you. As you guys can see, probably I do some streaming, some gaming on this channel as well, some short clips. So anything that you guys, any feedback you have is greatly appreciated. Want you guys to enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a safe rest of the week. And I'll see you guys Wednesday evening. Go New York, go New York, go. And as always, family above everything. Peace out, guys.
We are the New York Knicks. 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 Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. We're back on track, here we come. League is number 21 and the Knicks are on a run. And I'll tell you with Tibbs, we a bit too much to handle. With Barrett, Bullock, Burks, and Randall, it's the Knicks and we're taking back our place. Everyone's gearing up with a mask on the face. The guards going crazy and they're doing it for a reason. 21 is the Knickerbocker season. You better believe the Knicks got all that it takes. We shooting 3-pointers and we're running fast breaks. If your defense makes a mistake,